Being healthy includes being physically active. It is recommended that we get at least 150 minutes of physical activity that increases your heart rate. That's about 5 days a week, 30 minutes a day, and at least 2 days of strength training. Tracking our fitness goals is a great way to push ourselves to get stronger and healthier. My name is Jocelyn. Thank you for watching this video. I'm 46, I have type 2 diabetes and taking Mounjaro and use it along with the lifestyle changes to get healthier. My first video, I talked about my weight and my measurement goals. The second video, I talked about my health stats and my goals. And this third video, which is discussing my fitness goals. Now let's talk about fitness. I actually really kind of like working out, but I find myself getting really gung-ho and getting frustrated when I can't work out. Ideally, I think to myself, I'm going to work out every single day, but I'll admit it is not easy. And one of the things that is kind of disturbing to me is when I see people posting that they lost weight and they said, I didn't work out at all. And people are like, oh, that's so wonderful. I'm like, you've got to work out. Not only is it about losing weight and getting healthier, your heart needs it. It helps to, I'm not an exercise physiologist. I'm not a medical professional or anything like that. But there are tons and tons of information about how exercise is helpful for you. It helps to decrease things like it helps to raise up your high density lipoproteins, so those high cholesterols that we like. That helps to stave off heart disease, stroke. It helps you with your mental health. And I'm really disappointed when I hear people glorifying not working out and losing weight. I don't have to do anything. And people are like, oh, it sounds so good. I'm like, y'all, come on. Doesn't mean that you got to go to the gym every day. It doesn't mean you need to go run a marathon or anything like that. Just getting a little bit of something. And there's tons of stuff out there to do. I know in the last month, I've tried a couple things and I'm like, no, that's not it. I'm not doing that again. And there's nothing wrong with that. And there's some things that I've really found that I really like. So please work out. Please work out. Please work out. Now, let's move on. My overall goals, of course, lofty, as I always do. I'm going to work out every day. That's not going to happen. And actually, I am doing this. I originally wrote this script. I did it about a month ago. Have I worked out every day? No. But I'm going to try. There's nothing wrong with trying. That can be a goal, can be to try. And I have found some other things. Like the other day, I was really tired. I didn't feel like it. I found a YouTube channel. It's like Pop Sugar Fitness. That was fun. I pulled out my Wii and did that for 30 minutes, like dance thingamabob. And the other thing, I did like a belly dance video, DVD that I had sitting around. So and all of those took 30 minutes. I didn't have to do a bunch of stuff. Again, all of those things got my heart rate up. But oftentimes I feel for myself that I'm like, well, if I don't go to the gym and work out like a fiend, that's not worth it. It is. I have to change that mental mindset. And you might have that for myself. The other thing I'm wanting to do is the Couch to 5K program. And if you've never done it, it is where you start from not doing anything to running a 5K within, I think it's about 8 weeks. I'm on week 4. So I went from like running 90 seconds to a couple of times in the session to now I'm up to running 5 minutes. So that's really good. I thought about doing the Peachtree Road Race again, which is the largest 10K, but I already did it twice. And I like the thought of being able to run a 5K and hopefully a 10K, but that's just a personal goal. I don't need to go out on July 4th in Atlanta, Georgia in the hot asphalt sun running down the street. I did it twice. We're good to go. The other thing is I want to improve my strength and track my progress with my strength training. So what am I doing? Mostly I am going to the gym. I've actually started to do some dancing in a studio that's for adults. It's really nice because it's like 8 o'clock at night. And really by the time I'm done with my day and I got 50,000 things to do, getting to something at 5, 6 is kind of hard. 8:15 actually is a really good time for me. The other thing I am doing is I'm trying to get out more. I'm not really big on outdoors and stuff. I don't like to walk around the track or anything like that. But what I want to do is I want to discover some nice things around where I live. There's tons of parks, and maybe I might bring my camera out there and have some fun or something like that. So I'm trying to keep myself busy with different things. I've done F45, which I did not like. There's nothing wrong with it. It was just my own personal preference. And but I took like a fitness class, and like I just didn't really enjoy it. I think I'm just way past that. I also did a self-defense class, which helped also to give me some exercise in. Nothing like punching or bunching back for hours on Wednesday and Thursday night. Sometimes there's been work things that have interfered. Some days I haven't felt well, and that's been okay. I've been giving myself grace to say, all right, it's okay. I didn't do it today. Do something tomorrow. One of the worst things that I did was put on a calendar the same day every single day. Okay, on Sunday between 2 and 5, I'm going to do it. But then something came up. Instead, what I'm doing is doing it actually the day before and thinking to myself, okay, tomorrow, what do I have on my schedule? When can I get the time to work out? I've tried to do the early morning, and actually I've been able to do it a few times. And in fact, I'm just not a really big morning. I'm a night owl. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. So getting up and doing this at 7 o'clock in the morning just is not for me. Like I said, dancing at 8:15 was great. It's great. In actuality, the other day, which was Thursday, I went, and just to tell you, this is how the progress works. I went to work out. I did the dance class. It was hip hop dance. Then I went to the gym for it was an hour and 15. So I did another 45 of cardio. And then I did another hour of strength training. I was like, wow, 3 hours. I was gone for 4. Don't ask me why it took me so long to get around. Wow, I was gone for 4 hours. I mean, a little traveling and stuff, but it works. You are going to, if you keep at it, you're going to see some things. One thing I've noticed is the fact that we oftentimes will not push ourselves. And we'll say, well, we're reaching whatever goal we're supposed to do, but we don't push ourselves. I have a friend that she goes to her doctor, and she tells them that she walks 10,000 steps a day, and which she does. I absolutely believe it. She wears a pedometer, and the job that she does a lot of walking. And for her mindset is, well, I'm supposed to walk 10,000 miles. 10,000 steps. Why am I still obese? And the problem is the fact that 10,000 steps, I need to quit saying miles, 10,000 steps is now norm for her. And what she has to do is she's got to push herself, and she's got to up that up a bit. And for her, it's just very foreign. Like, she doesn't understand that. Why is that not enough? And I know for myself, I don't have an explanation, but I know I have to push myself. And what I do is actually do a tracking, and I'll show you exactly what I'm looking at. I'll show you my spreadsheet. I love spreadsheets. They're so much easy to track. When I first started to go to the gym, I made this a little bit where it's like, okay, here are the weight machines. I don't know which ones they are. Here's the weight, 5 pounds, 10 pounds. The number of sets, I usually do 3. Sometimes I can't do but 1. And how many reps I do. So it might be biceps, 10 pounds, 3 sets, 15 reps. And then what I want to do is make it to the point where I'm going to do it twice, set myself up to an increase, and then redo it over again so I can continue to push myself. Now, when I'm talking about increase, I do either 2 things. I either increase the weight, usually by 5 pounds or 10 pounds, depend. Arms is 5 pounds, legs might be 10 pounds, or I might actually increase the reps. If I find like the weight's really too heavy right now and I really can't do anymore, I can't add any more weight, then instead of 15 reps, I might do 20 reps instead, and then have the date so I can keep track of what I'm doing. The next one is just some free weights that I do, some different things, side bends, bicep curls, just picking up some weights if I feel bored. Floor abs, I like to do ab work, and just some things that I know I'm doing. I don't know why squats is considered floor/abs. That's what it's meant to be. So like squats and lunges. exercises on the exercise ball. And as you can see, hopefully you're seeing something, a trend, which is I get bored. And if I go and do the bicep curl over and over again and do it again over and over, I'm going to get bored. But what this does is it makes the workout very efficient because I'm not sitting around going, what am I going to do? How much the weight is? Once you finally get it down, and I'll show you what with the weight machine, what the actual, when I did the first set and now how it changed and what it looks like. Much more faster. I'm not sitting around thinking about what I'm going to do. I know, okay, I look at this and say, okay, let's do some exercise ball. Here, let's do some kettlebells. Let's do some free weights, those sort of things. It keeps my mind going because I get bored easily. What I ended up doing was going ahead and these categories may be a little bit off, but it is, my apologies. But here is the arms, back, shoulder, chest. I'm trying to avoid what a lot of us do, which is focus on spot training. I know I see a lot of ladies on these two machines getting those hip abduction and hip adduction. And I see a lot of guys, of course, on the shoulder and the things. Now, if all I do that, there's lots of body parts that I need to work out. And what this helps me out is I need to do this other stuff first before I go back. So I'm trying to make sure I get as much different types of exercises. And then these, I'm like, I don't like this machine, so I don't even do those. So I have a little bag right here that I have a couple of things in here when I go work out at the gym. And I just make sure I have this ready for me. And a magazine. These things are so old. Magazine. The other thing I did years ago when I was doing much more working out was, and you can still do these, finding a little different exercises to do. And you may decide that you want to, there's plenty of places. You don't have to pull them out of magazines, but you can go to the internet, you can find them. But what I used to do was I would pull out all the little magazine stuff and I would have them in there. And then so when I go to the gym, I have different exercises to do, kind of work different little muscles. And then I just have it in a little protective pouch. And that's what I do. Some of the machines are just not available and I can't do that. Like I didn't think about doing a fitness ball like that. And so I put that on there. Now you saw the spreadsheet of all the stuff that I have done. And I'm the only person that does this at the gym. So no matter what you do, who cares, right? Just do what you need to do. I have printouts of all the exercises. So here we go, the run double. And it keeps me on track so I can remember. It's like, oh, it's been a while. Like it's been 4 days. I'm like, no wonder it was kind of hard. It's been 4 days. This should be about every 3 days, every other day or something like that. So this is the Couch to 5K program. This is the logging of the weight machine. So you can see what I'm trying to do is keep track of everything. And this makes it so much more efficient. I'm not going through and saying, oh, how much was the last time? I go and say, okay, this is the bicep curl. I'm going to start off by starting at 15 pounds. And it took a round of doing this to kind of understand where I was at. So this isn't something you're going to start off with. This was my second round. I've already printed this one up. 15 pounds. I'm going to do 3 sets and I can do 15 reps. And you can see sometimes there's a modification like the sit chin. I wanted 100. Now I'm like, okay, I got to do 115. So I make those changes. But then I also make sure that I'm not doing something. Like remember I said like the hip adduction, women have a tendency just to do those. I have plenty of other exercises for me to do to make sure that I'm not trying to spot reduce and I'm getting as much as I can. This is my progress. I started on the treadmill and I said /others. So everything I put on there, dancing, anything else, gives me an idea of kind of some goals. And I do try to set little goals for myself as well. This keeps me, it's fun. It keeps it fun, you know, some goals and stuff. It makes it really efficient where I'm not sitting around trying to figure out, well, how much did I do last time? The fitness goals for me it is the hardest to do because it does require you to plan. And when I first started Mounjaro, I did have a lot of fatigue, and I did have to kind of work through that. But now I make sure that I've got to prioritize that. And it seems like everybody else gets my time except for myself. And that may sound like you. Again, you don't have to do a bunch of stuff. I turn on YouTube, free videos. And when I tell you, it was like little space area. You didn't need to run all over the place. My heart rate was up. Oh, the other thing is I wear a fitness watch as well. That helps me out to kind of track. And it's nice when it says you reached your goal. Like, yay, yay, yay. Prioritize yourself. Working out, being healthy is also being physically fit. I understand that some people are not going to be able, maybe you don't have access to a gym. Maybe you don't have the ability. Maybe there's physical things that is prohibiting you. Time, cost, kids, daycare. I get it. Do what you can. That's all we can say. I'm lucky enough that I can go to the gym, so I know that's a big blessing for me. There are things you can do in your house. There are things that we can do, little things, even little modifications, taking the stairs, parking a little bit further away. Not only does it protect your car, but it also gives you a little bit more exercise. It doesn't have to be 3 hours of working out. It can be just little modifications, and it gets better. I promise you, it gets better. I know someone had mentioned that they hadn't worked out in years, and they went and just did 15 minutes, and they said they were just exhausted. I'm like, yeah, you're going to be like that. Keep going. I promise you it gets better. All right. But also make sure that you do talk to your healthcare provider before starting or stopping any exercise program. Thanks for watching. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up. What is your favorite? Leave in a comment. What is your favorite exercise? What do you like doing? What are some things that you recommend? YouTube is free, y'all. It's free. And you don't need any weights. I did it on my bare feet. I didn't even need like dance shoes. I didn't even need sneakers. Did it bare feet. Jumping around. And my heart rate was up. 30 minutes. That's all it took. All right. See you next time. Bye. Oh, consider subscribing. Like this channel. Share with others. Thank you. Bye-bye.